Right, so I'm out here with Shaun, and he's going to be telling us about his aircraft. Very big bad, you've seen it. I've shown you some shots of the Beechcraft. Shaun, how are you, man?
Yeah, well, and yourself, Angela.
Good, good. Thank you for talking to us. My followers want to know about your aircraft.
Cool.
Please.
So, Angela, this is all your followers, this is a Beechcraft 1900D. They don't manufacture this aircraft anymore, but there's still a lot of them flying out there. It takes about 19 passengers, depending on height and weather capabilities, and if it's obviously the warmer it gets, the performance goes a little bit down, and then you have to sometimes drop a passenger or two.
Yeah.
It flies at about 25,000 feet.
Okay.
Mostly they operate in all over Africa because they're well designed for gravel airstrips.
Oh, right.
So they operate well out of gravel airstrips, and they're very popular aircraft for the United Nations and World Food Programme and oil and gas companies all over Africa. National Airways Corporation, which is the company that I represent, operate about 10 of these in their fleet. Okay. Yeah, and they're based all over Africa and the Middle East. We've got 3 of them operating out of Afghanistan, and a couple in the rest of the West Africa and the central parts of Africa. Yeah, and
I see this one is configured for passengers. Can you configure the same aircraft for cargo?
Yes, so it's got a combi configuration, as they call it. So then what that actually means is you can remove a couple of the seats and you move the bulkhead of the aircraft forward. That allows you to load a little bit more cargo into the back. Okay. Unfortunately, this aircraft, if you want to do a full cargo configuration for to only carry cargo, there's what they call an STC that you have to do on this aircraft, where they strengthen the floorboards. So for this aircraft as it is right now, we can do a combi configuration just to allow for a little bit more space, but not really that much more from the weight capability.
Okay, okay. Yeah. It looks like a workhorse to me. Like you can really take it all over Africa, especially those rough terrains.
For sure.
I mean, when you fly over spaces such as Somalia or the northern side of Ethiopia, you see that some of the operational spaces there would require something like this.
Absolutely, absolutely. So this is like I said to you, mentioned to you earlier, quite a workhorse in South Africa, in Africa for that matter.
Yeah.
Because it operates well out of those airstrips that's not so well designed for other aircraft. Specifically, like you mentioned, Somalia. We've operated in Somalia before with this aircraft, and yeah, they fare very well. Obviously, as you can see, the propellers are quite close to the ground, so there's always a risk of if you have to be careful in what type of terrain you operate and what type of airfield you operate. Yeah. But our crew are really very well trained to operate in these kinds of airstrips, and they know exactly how to handle, and we've got specific standard operating procedures for them to go into these fields.
Wonderful, wonderful. Obviously it's pressurized.
Yeah, pressurized. Surface ceiling of 25,000 feet, which is not that high, but it allows you to operate into the terrains where it's got high mountainous areas and stuff. Like for instance in Afghanistan, where the mountains go up to 18,000-20,000 feet. This at least can then fly well above the mountainous areas. Yeah. And
what's the range like, performance-wise?
So range, you're looking at anything up to about 1,500 kilometers. I mean, you can actually fly it a lot further than that, but typically for the type of operation this aircraft is used and the amount of passengers you load, it comfortably does 1,500 kilometers. Okay. Like I said, it can do more than that, but typically for the kind of operations we do, that is a good distance that it will operate quite comfortably in.
Wonderful, wonderful. No, Shaun, thanks a lot. I'm sure my viewers will take a lot from this, especially aspiring aviators. Yeah. So they see themselves one day in this cockpit.
For sure.
Beautiful cockpit, by the way. Yeah. Thank you for letting me see it.
Yeah. No.
Wonderful.
No, Angela, thank you very much. And I mean, National Airways Corporation it's grown a lot of aviators over the years, and I'm sure if you've talked to a lot of pilots that's been in aviation for a long time today, you'll find out that a lot of them have come to National Airways Corporation, and we're glad to be that stepping block in the industry.
Wonderful.
And, yeah, thanks for the work you're doing as well.
Thank you.
Pleasure meeting you.
Same thing, yeah.
Yeah.
Same thing, yeah. Thanks, Shaun.
Thank you, sir.